Welcome everybody to Around the League. This is going to be episode 1 for the Hardball Empire. And this is going to be a draft recap special. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go over the first 2 rounds of the draft, and I'm going to try to give my personal opinion on how each team did. To give a little background about the Hardball Empire, we actually have put together 16 teams, 16 great owners, and the first team that wins 2 World Series gets a payout of over $200. So there's a big pot in that. There's going to be a lot of competition here. So let's get right to it. So what I want to do is I want to look at the first 2 rounds of how the draft went. To kind of give you a background. What we did was our commissioner Chris had just put together, random drafts, so guys kind of knew ahead of time what their draft's going to be, so they could put their draft boards together. So what we are going to do now is look at it and take a look. And again, I'm just going to give you kind of my personal opinion upon all this and see, where I value teams. Do I think that they made a high pick? Do I think that they picked a player too high? Do I think that they got a steal? I'm going to go over the first 2 rounds, and then I'm just going to go real briefly through the teams to kind of let you know what I think about how each team did. So let's not waste any more time. Let's go with the first pick. First pick, it's no surprise. To me, it was going to be one of 2 people. It was going to be Mike Trout, who is 24 years old, 99 overall. How can you go wrong? My second thought was it could be Bryce Harper, 23 years old, 99 overall. I really didn't think Kershaw was going to go first. I'll be honest with you, I didn't even think he would go second. I thought it would be either Trout. I actually thought it'd be Trout, Harper, Kershaw. So let's look at it. Giants went with Mike Trout. You're getting a great player, 24 years old, like I mentioned before, 99 overall, doesn't have a huge contract, but still, there's some money there. Now, to give you a little bit background of how this league works is that you do not want to pick a bunch of young guys, because what happens is that your team's budget is built upon the salary that you draft. So if you draft a bunch of young guys, what happens is that you will have a low budget, so when these guys come to re-sign, you're not going to have enough money. But on the other side, you don't want to just draft a bunch of older players with higher salaries, because you're not going to have a farm system. So it's really important that you do a little bit of both. And it's really interesting when I watched this, how it all went down. There were some surprises with me, and actually a couple teams that I thought was very interesting. So with Mike Trout being the first pick, no surprise there. Padres, which is our commissioner Chris, went with 99 overall, 28-year-old Clayton Kershaw. A potential 99. I mean, you can't go wrong with this guy. Left-handed pitcher. He's lights out. Best pitcher on the game, and you can bet that he's only going to give a couple runs up each game. We are only playing a 29-game season, so it's very interesting because the pitchers are only going to start around. They're only going to start around 6 times. So you're only going to use them 6 times, but that could be 6 wins right there. Third pick, Bryce Harper. Braves wasn't dumb. He went with my opinion, the best player on the game. Left-handed hitter, 23 years old, 99 overall, A potential. This guy doesn't have a huge contract either, so it's going to be nice. But on the same side, most of these players are on 1-year deals, so he's going to have to re-sign him. The fourth pick was myself. It was, to be honest with you, when I made my draft list, it was Trout, Harper, Kershaw, then Nolan Arenado. I really did. I kind of figured he'd fall to me. If he didn't, there was also thought maybe Manny Machado or Carlos Correa. Nolan Arenado, 24 years old, third baseman, A potential, 96 overall. He's right up there with Trout and Harper, so couldn't go wrong with that. Fifth pick, very interesting. I really thought this was an interesting pick. Andrew McCutchen, 94 overall, A potential. 29 years old, though. For myself, I really do look at age, overall potential, and all that, combined. I thought it was very interesting he did get this guy. But if you do well with McCutchen, why not pick him? He can play left, center field, right field. He's got 97 contact versus the lefty. He's got 85 versus the righty. Decent power, great discipline, great clutch. So you couldn't really go wrong with him. Didn't love the pick, but I liked it. Excuse me. 6th pick, Manny Machado. Love this pick. Love Manny Machado. 23 years old, can play third base or shortstop. This was actually I was really on the fence about this guy because I love Manny Machado. He is a righty, but he plays really well against the lefties, I think. Not as well as he does against the righties, but he's got great clutch, great durability, great fielding, so you couldn't go wrong with this guy. 7th, Paul Goldschmidt. Now, he later got traded, but I will say that, again, one of the best hitters on the game. 99 contact versus lefty, 81 versus the righties. You cannot go wrong with this guy. Power, if you got a lefty on the mound, you better intentionally walk this guy or hope he doesn't have men on, because he's got 99 discipline, 99 clutch. Yeah, he's 28 years old, but he's great. I mean, we'll probably play about 5 or 6 seasons. You've got him, for a good amount of time. 8th pick, Marlins went with Anthony Rizzo. I was a little shocked here, but not too much. Anthony Rizzo is only 26 years old, great lefty. And when you're going to face the majority of righties, you want to have a good left-handed power hitter, and that's what this guy does. Great power. He is a first baseman, so I do think that that position is a little bit inflated. I think you can get a great first baseman, but hey, if you're great with Anthony Rizzo, get him. 9th pick, Chris Sale. Second best pitcher in my opinion. I know there's a couple other players that may be just a little bit higher rated, like Arrieta, and I think there's another one, but Chris Sale, he's only 27 years old, left-handed pitcher. You can't go wrong with this guy. Great control, great speed and everything. Tall pitcher, he'll get the strikeouts. 10th, Rockies go with Giancarlo Stanton, one of my favorite hitters. Yes, his contact versus righties isn't the best, but look at his power. The guy can slug home runs, and he's just a monster. Again, he was actually traded, which is very interesting because we've had a lot of trades. But he's got 99 discipline, 99 power versus lefty, 96 power versus righties. Guy is a monster. Only 26 years old, has a high contract, so he's going to give you that budget, and he's an A potential 95 overall. Great pick, in my opinion. 11th, Yankees go with Josh Donaldson. He's 30 years old. They ended up trading him. But I will tell you, great contact, great power. He's one of the best hitters on the game. He is 30, so he's not going to progress any higher. But 97 overall, third baseman, you can't go wrong. Again, a higher contract, so he will give you that budget. My favorite pick in the first round, I will tell you this. I am huge on Carlos Correa. This guy is a monster, 21 years old, and overall already a 92. This is definitely my favorite player. I mean, I cannot believe he fell to 12th, but he did. So, 73 contact versus righties, 75 versus righties, 73. But he's only going to get better. This guy is awesome, and he's a shortstop, which to me he's one of the best shortstops on the game, and he's only going to get better at 21 years old. Great pickup right there. Phillies go with Arrieta. Love the pick. Again, this guy's 30 years old, but come on. I mean, he's one of the best pitchers on the game, and arguably right behind Clayton Kershaw when it comes down to it. Very interesting pickup, and the Phillies did pick up a good guy here. Cubs, I will say their draft was very interesting, but we're not going to go there yet. Miguel Cabrera, I love this guy. Have him in another league, and he can belt home runs. I mean, the guy's got, for me, he's batting .440, 14 home runs, and I think 27 RBIs in it, and it's not even halfway through the season. So I love this guy. 96 clutch, great contract, so he's got a bigger contract, but he is 32 years old, so you are taking the age, and you're not taking a lot of time for this guy. I think you probably got about 2 seasons before he starts to regress. But, again, Miggy, great hitter. All right, Go down to Astros. They picked Madison Bumgarner, another guy that was traded. He was actually involved in the trade with the Pirates. But left-handed pitcher, great age, great potential. You got to love the guy. Mets go with Noah Syndergaard, otherwise known as Thor. Great pickup, I think. He was actually the last pick in the first round, but the guy was a monster. I mean, he's only 23 years old. And he's already at 93. He is a righty, but he is just a monster. Gotta love it. Didn't think he would fall that far, but he did. Mets turned around and draft Buster Posey. I love this pick. Yes, he's 29 years old, but from what you look at with the catchers, it's like Buster Posey and then everyone else. There's a huge drop-off. So this guy went out and got the best catcher in the league by far. I mean, there's no question about it. Again, he's 29, but he's got A potential, 96 overall. He's got a good contract, so he will have the budget. Look at his vision, 90, clutch 95. Contact lefties, 90. Contact versus righties, 87. He is going to be a great third hitter for the Mets. So that was their first pick in the second round. Then we go down to the Astros. Astros picked the pitcher in the first round, get Joey Votto in the second round. I'm on the fence about this pick. I do love that he's got terrific contact, great power. I don't like the fact that his age is 32, but it's kind of the same thing with Miggy. I just think Miggy's a better pick, but he's got a great contract, and they ended up trading him. If you notice the New York Yankees hat, they did end up trading him. On this version, we're not going to go over the trades. I'll save that for a later video. Cubs, very surprising on this one. The first closer picked. Now, you can't go wrong with Kimbrel. Kimbrel is probably the best closer on the game. Look at that, 99 for the hits, 99 Ks. I mean, the guy is shutdown closer. Great pickup. I think he reached a little high with that pick. I'm not crazy about it, but he was on the board. Phillies, love this pick. Jose Fernandez, for me, when I made my list of pitchers, he was third. I mean, the guy is only 23 years old, and he's a 94 overall, and he's just a shutdown pitcher. His durability is a little bit of an issue, but we will see as far as that goes. They went with Jake Arrieta with their first pick, and they went with youth in their second pick, but they went with pitching, which is great there. Mariners go back with another former Astro, Jose Altuve. Here's another one that I love. This guy lasted a lot longer than I thought he would. He's 25 years old. He's a great contact hitter, great leadoff guy, great speed, and he's a second baseman. So, I don't think there's a lot of depth at second base, and I think that was a great pickup for them. Yankees go with Max Scherzer. Here's one that I love Max Scherzer, but again, he's kind of one of those pitchers where I think age is going to catch up with him, but you can't go wrong with him. The guy's a shutdown pitcher. Plus, he's got a big contract, so it's going to give you a little bit of budget. Rockies go with Corey Seager. I'll be honest with you, I had Corey Seager rated really high, and I really hope nobody else did, but that was not the case. Guy's 21 years old. Yeah, he's only 86 overall, but if you look at that, he's got a huge potential here. A potential, 21 years old. Big thing is he bats left-handed, so that's going to be huge. I really like that pick with the Rockies. Red Sox go and get Matt Harvey, one of my favorite pitchers. I know he's regressed a little bit, but Matt Harvey is a monster. You start to see the run on pitchers come in the second round, but this is a great pickup. He's got a pretty decent contract, I believe. He's only 27. He's a good pickup. Marlins, this one really hurt me because I really thought that Starling Marte may fall to me, but that was not the case. This guy is so underrated, it's unbelievable. 90 overall, but only B potential. But man, 91 versus the righties, 85 versus lefties. Decent power, speed. I mean, this guy could play left, center, or right field. This guy is awesome, and he can go up. Jose Abreu, I tend to think that this was a little bit early for him. The guy's only 86 overall, 29 years old, but maybe the Pirates have a pretty good history with him. They can use him well. I think this was a little bit of a reach. Diamondbacks, Johnny Cueto, love the pickup. Yeah, he's 30 years old, but man, he pitches fire. Use him in another league, and he's just great. He's a little older, so he's not he's not going to be able to progress, but I like the pick. Athletics go with Sonny Gray with their second-round pick. They ended up trading him to me, but I really do love this guy. This guy is a right-handed pitcher, but his curve is nuts. It's got such a break on it. Look at that 96 break. He's only 26 years old. He will go up. So I love that pickup. Who I went with Troy Tulowitzki. Now, I really did not think he would be there. I thought to myself, I'm like, man, there's no way he will get picked in the first, but he didn't. Looking back on it, there's probably a couple other people I should have picked, but I really liked the pick at the time because the guy's, great shortstop. Again, I don't think there's a lot of depth at shortstop, so I feel like there's a drop after a couple people. That's why I went and got him. 81 contact versus righty, 99 versus lefties. And look at the power, 71, 81. Guy's clutch, and he won't go up, but he's got a decent contract, so it did give me a little bit of budget there. Braves, they go with Felix Hernandez. Great pickup there. I really do like this pickup because, yeah, he's 29 years old, but, man, King Felix is one of the best. He's got 86 break, he's got great stamina, and he's got great pitches, and he's got a big contract, so that will give the Padres plenty of budget. The Braves plenty of budget. Padres go in a pretty interesting direction here. They go with David Price. I like David Price. He's one of the highest rated pitchers. He's just a little older. 99 stamina, 91 control. 99, walking. So yeah, he's got a lot there. I think pairing him up with Clayton Kershaw is going to be great. 2 shutdown ace lefties. Great pickup. And then the Giants. This is the last pick I'm going to go over. But they went with Steven Strasburg. I like this pick. Steven Strasburg is only 27 years old. 92 overall, A potential. He will go up. Got a good contract, so it's going to help the budget. Great pickup. So, we went over the first 2 rounds. I want to go over the actual grades. And I'm not going to give grades because I think it's hard to judge, okay? I'm just going to kind of go over and kind of point out what I see. So kind of going with my team first, since they're the first that popped up. I really like the Arenado pick. I really love having him. If you look at the power, he's unbelievable. He's already hit 3, as I make this video, he's already hit 3 home runs for me. I also got Garrett Cole, which is my ace, and then I also traded for Sonny Gray. But one of my favorite picks is Taijuan Walker. I love this guy. He's only 23 years old, and he's an 85 already. And I love Abdul Herrera, 24 years old, fast center fielder. And if you look at my team, I did get some aces. I really like the Tyler Clippard pick, and there's some other ones on here if you look through. I traded for Jock Peterson, and I like this Ohtani. 21 years old, 75 overall, A potential, and I also got Archie Bradley. So I am stacked with my talent, or with my prospects. I really did a good job, I think, of getting budget and prospects, so I'm pretty happy with my team. Next team we're going to go over is the A's. If you remember me talking about McCutchen, I really didn't love the pick, but I liked it. Like the Archer pick. He does have Keuchel, Archer, Brantley, and he traded me, and I gave him Yelich and McCullers. I love McCullers, 22 years old, 85 overall. Don't love his team, but I like it. I think he did pretty well. He actually got some decent talent, too, and if you look through here, he's got some prospects that he picked up. You got Bird, he's only 23. But if you look through the list, he did pretty well. Don't love I love AJ Reed. Don't love the draft, but I did like it. I think he did a good job. He did trade, and I actually did like some of the trades that he made. So overall, pretty good. All right, so Seattle. One of my favorite drafts, I think, and I really mean this. I really don't love the Wade Davis pick, because I think he got him a little early, but I love Altuve and Correa. For a guy who's used, and then Carlos Gonzalez, another former Springer and Gonzalez. So if you look at this, he's got a lot of Astro players, and I do really well with the Astro hitters. I loved his draft. Kluber's a great ace pickup, and then you look at Quintana, and then some of the other pitchers. He did pretty well with his young players. He didn't get a lot of, look at that, Byron Buxton, this guy. probably one of the best prospects on the game. If you look through here, he did pretty well with the prospects, so I like his draft. Houston, they did trade for Donaldson, and they got Goldschmidt as well. I do love those two guys. They are a little older, but look at this. You can put them 3 and 4, and they are just going to be monsters. They got Ryan Braun, who can bat either cleanup or fifth, and he's just going to be great. I also like Martinez. He's only 24 years old, and he's 87 overall. Great pickup there. And, of course, Kipnis and Carlos Gomez, really fast center fielder. And if you go through here and you look, he did pretty well with his prospects. So if you look at his AAA, he's got some young guys in there that can do well. And then, you know, I love Amora. I actually traded him to him. One of my favorite center fielders. And then you just look through here. He's got some guys that's really going to play. Next team here is the Braves. Probably one of my favorite teams because of the Harper pick. I can't believe he fell to third. He was actually shopping that pick. I should have moved up one and picked Harper because I love Harper, my favorite player on the game. Felix Hernandez, we've already went over that. I love this pick. And Cespedes, I think he went a little early. I think he grabbed him a little early, but if he does well with him, then it makes me look stupid. So, love Stroman. He's 24 years old, 87 overall. And then obviously Dozier, man, the guy is just a baller. So, and then you look at Osuna, 21-year-old closer. And then King Giles. There's just a lot of talent there. And if you look at the age, they're all in their mid-20s. Love their draft. Probably one of my favorites, to be honest with you. This is Miami. This is the Rizzo. I love the Starling Marte pick. You got two guys that are really good. Marte really fast. You can lead him off. You can bat him second, third, anywhere really in the lineup. And then you got Kiermaier. Kiermaier is another fast guy. So he went after speed, as you can see, because you look at Lindor. Great pickup there. Really love that. Love the Salazar pick. Now, I will say that he's a little weak on starting pitchers, I think. But in a couple years, he could be laughing at us because, you know, they're probably all under the age of 26. So, pretty decent draft. Okay, we look at the Mets. I already went over Posey. He actually traded and got Stanton. He traded away Syndergaard and got Stanton. So, you look at this. 3 and 4. These are going to be, a great 3 and 4 batter. And then you add Jose Bautista to this. I mean, you've got 3 hitters that could belt a home run at any time. Not in love with the Cole Hamels. He's 32 years old. He's going to regress, but he's a pretty good pitcher. Jesse Hahn's a really good pitcher as well, and so is Matz. Matz is one of the best on the game, I think. And this guy was a Mets fan, I believe, so he did get a lot of Mets on his team. If you go through here and look, there are a lot of guys that are in their mid-20s. I do like that. I don't think he got any great prospects, but he did well enough to make himself, and he's a great player anyway. So, and we look at the Phillies. The Phillies is very interesting. They actually took 2 pitchers in their first 2 picks. Look at this. Their 3 highest rating pitchers are all, or 3 rated players are all pitchers. Look at this. Do you really want to face this? The 3rd best pitcher is Zach Greinke. Yeah, he's 32 years old, but come on. Great hitters there. And if you look, he does have some age, 30. And this guy's 26, 28. Not in love with his draft, but I did like it. I don't think he has great hitters, but I think he's got reliable hitters. If you look through here, you got some, Trevor Story, love that guy. Kike Hernandez, love him. So you do have some good hitters on the team. Not loved his trade, but I liked it. The Cubs. Now, this is one of the teams that I was telling you about. Very interesting. Now, if you look at their top players here, the youngest one is 25, and then 27, and then everyone's almost 30 or above. I think this guy was betting that he would win trying to win it the first 2 years. Very smart, very interesting draft process. I love the Miggy pick. I love him. I do like Cano. He can't hit really well against lefties, but he's a monster against righties. I like Brandon Crawford and Jordan Zimmerman. He's great as well. I love Adrian Gonzalez. This guy can belt against righties. And then Nelson Cruz. But, you look here and all these guys are, above 30 or around 30. So, Didn't get a lot of prospects, but he can trade some of these guys off and build his farm system back up. Next team, Pirates. Pirates traded their pick, Goldsmith, for Bumgarner and Profar. I actually love Bumgarner. I actually like Anthony Miller. He's a great, Andrew Miller. He's 30 years old, great relieving pitcher. Again, you know, you got Pedroia a little older, but you got Walker's only 24. He'll develop. Didn't love his draft. I'll be honest with you. I like the guy. Didn't love his draft. I really think he could have done better with it, but you know, if he can hit with these guys, you know, who am I to say? Love Profar, big fan of his. And if you look through here, you got Shoop. I like him. Very underrated second baseman. And then you look at some of these other guys. He did pretty well with his farm system, so didn't love his draft, but I liked it. Arizona, love Manny Machado. Love that guy. You kind of look down the list here. He does have a little bit of age. Love Hosmer. I think he's underrated for being 88 overall. Love Pollock as well. Not sure why he's in AAA. Maybe he's hurt or something, but yeah, he's another one I love. Decent speed, great contact. I really did like. I honestly love Josh Harrison, and I'll tell you why. Guy can play almost every position: third base, shortstop, left field, right field. You know, 28 years old, great guy. So you go through here. Love Gene Segura and love Ventura, only 24 years old. So I did like their. I love Jay Remuto. Love their draft. So the Rockies, they were doing pretty poorly, so he went out and made a trade, got Syndergaard, traded away Stanton. Stanton is a very hard player to use because he doesn't have a great vision, so it's hard to make contact at times. Love Syndergaard, love Malcone, 31 years old, 89 overall. Yu Darvish, I think, is an underrated pitcher. Did not love his draft, but I liked it. And then I love Corey Seager, probably one of my favorite players on the game to use. So if you go through here, he did pretty well. A lot of his was auto draft because he couldn't make it the whole entire draft. I love Will Myers. The guy can play first base, center field, left field, right field. Great player. And then you just kind of go through here. Not amazing draft, but it was, you know, decent enough. San Diego, I think they had a really good draft. I really love the Kershaw pick. I would have went with. I'm going to harp on this, but I would have went with Harper, but he went with Kershaw. Love the guy. Look at his stats. I mean, gosh, the guy is just amazing. I like Price as well, and I love Mookie Betts. We are trying to work a trade. I don't know if it's going to go through, but I love Mookie Betts. Great player. I think he will have a lot of impact. 23 years old, 89 overall, A potential. Guy's a monster. And then you look here at Britton, great closer. He's got a little bit age with like Wainwright and then Gregerson, but I love Miguel Sano. He probably, I'll tell you what, San Diego probably got the best prospects on the game. He got Sano, he got a bunch of guys. He got, I mean, if you look through here, he got Joey Gallo, 22 years old, 79 overall. I mean, he got Urias, 19 years old, 78 overall. I mean, look at this. This guy did really well. If he doesn't do well this season, he is set up to do well in the league. Next team here is San Francisco. I mean, Mike Trout, what can you say about the guy? I think he got Jansen in the third or fourth round. I really don't value closers as well as I probably should, but Jansen is awesome. Great fastball, great slider. I mean, the guy's great. And then he got DeGrom, you know, and Strasburg and Lester, so he's got three great pitchers right there. I do like McCann. He's a little older, but if you look at age here, he did kind of go a little older. Well, Rosenthal isn't either Simmons, but he did, you know, you look through here. I love Franco. He's got decent power for a third baseman. And then Haney, I mean, he did pretty well. Didn't wow me or anything, but he did did do well in the draft. Boston did really well, I think. If you look at their three best players, it's Sale, Harvey, and Tanaka. One thing I want you to look at is overall over 90s, age 27. I think that's important because if we are looking at the long haul here, you want to make sure you build your team with good prospects. Look at that, Xander Bogaerts, love that guy. Look at his contact versus lefties. I mean, this guy did really well with this draft. I love Kayla. I mean, the guy's only 22 years old. He's a reliever. Love Maeda and Conforto, Sanchez. Look at this. He did really well. 25 years old, AO potential. You look here, he is in it for the long haul. He did do really well with his prospects. Got to give him a top 5 overall draft. And look at the Yankees. Again, they made a couple moves. They did. They do have Votto. I do like Votto, but not love Votto. I love Scherzer. You look here, you got a little bit of age. Chapman's a great. I mean, he's got the fastest pitch in the game. I do like Justin Upton. Love Aaron Nola. I really wish he would have fell to me. I would have picked him, but he did not. Love Chris Bryant. Love Odor. I mean, so he does have a little mix of age and prospects. He did really well. Like Ellsbury. So look here, you got Severino. Severino, I'm sorry. 22 years old, A overall. So you look through the list here. Did really well. Some noticeable players. And that's it. So I think that we did really well overall. Everybody is really excited about this league. If you have any questions, you can. I will put a link to the bottom if you want to join the waiting list. We have a bunch of great guys. Not sure how many spots will open up, but I'm telling you, this is probably the best league I've been in. Thank you for joining in on the first episode. We will make sure that this is regularly, and we will go over highlights, stats, standings, all that good stuff. So thanks again. This is I Am the Danger, and I am out.